Before we start today's video, I just want to let you know, you can get your free ebook today. Simply subscribe and visit denmarkexplained.com/free to download your exclusive copy, packed with insights, tips, and stories you won't find anywhere else. It's our way of saying thank you for joining our community. Don't miss out, hit that subscribe button and start exploring today. Alright, let's get into today's video. Imagine living in a country where the government is taking a tougher stance on criminal foreigners, but every step must follow strict international rules. Denmark's Prime Minister recently stated she wants to deport more criminal foreigners, yet it has to comply with global human rights laws. Could this balance of safety and law shape the future of Denmark? Stay tuned to find out how it really works, and what it means for anyone planning to visit, move, or work here. Many people don't realize that Denmark's deportation system isn't just about sending people home. Some centers, like the main deportation facility in Jutland, have faced criticism for harsh conditions and reports of inhumane treatment. This creates a tough dilemma. How can the country enforce its laws while respecting international human rights? Later in this video, we'll take a closer look at the numbers, conditions, and debates surrounding these centers, so you'll understand exactly what's happening behind the headlines. Before we continue, consider helping us out by hitting like, subscribe, and share this video. Remember, you can buy our ebooks on denmarkexplained.com/products or click the link in the description. Sustainability and green energy. Viking heritage. Welfare system. New Nordic food. Welcome to Denmark Explained, your front row seat to the hidden gems, quirky traditions, and powerful stories that make Danish culture truly unforgettable.
Denmark's Prime Minister has recently emphasized a stronger stance on deporting criminal foreigners, but she's very clear, every action must follow international rules. This is not just about enforcement, it's about balancing safety with legal obligations. One of the key elements in this strategy is the main deportation center located in Jutland. This facility holds individuals who have been ordered to leave the country but are not cooperating voluntarily. Many of these residents are rejected asylum seekers or foreign nationals with expired residence permits. The center has a capacity for around 600 people, and conditions there have often sparked debate. Reports suggest the environment can be harsh, leading human rights organizations to raise concerns about treatment standards. Later, we'll explore exactly what these conditions look like and how they compare to international norms. Interestingly, this approach reflects a wider trend in Denmark's immigration policy. The government has been looking for ways to ensure that individuals who commit crimes are held accountable while respecting international conventions. This has also opened a larger discussion in Europe about the limits of national authority versus international obligations. You might be surprised to learn how closely these decisions are monitored by international bodies. At the same time, the Prime Minister's comments indicate a strong desire to make the system more effective, potentially reducing the time individuals spend in detention. But the challenge remains. How do you enforce laws strictly without crossing legal or ethical boundaries? Later in the video, we'll dive into international reactions and the debates shaping the future of these policies. If you're planning to move, visit, or work in Denmark, understanding this system is essential. It affects not only residents but also the perception of safety and law enforcement in the country.
Just when you think you understand Denmark's deportation policies, the international stage adds a whole new layer of complexity. While the government is tightening its rules, other countries and organizations are closely watching every move. How do global human rights laws influence what Denmark can, or cannot, do? And what happens when national security goals clash with international obligations? In this chapter, we'll uncover the surprising reactions from Europe and the world, revealing debates that could shape Denmark's policies for years to come. Denmark's efforts to deport more criminal foreigners have attracted significant attention across Europe and beyond. The challenge is clear. While the government wants stricter enforcement, international human rights laws still apply, creating tension between national authority and global obligations. In recent months, several European countries have voiced their concerns and called for clearer rules on how far nations can go in expelling foreign criminals. Some argue that current international conventions make it too difficult to remove individuals who pose risks to public safety. Others warn that loosening these rules could undermine protections designed to prevent abuse. This debate highlights a difficult question. Should a country prioritize its own security, or should it strictly follow international human rights standards? Later, we'll take a closer look at real examples of how these tensions play out. Interestingly, the European Court of Human Rights has been central in these discussions. Its decisions often determine what is legally permissible, and this has led to frustration among countries seeking more flexibility. Supporters of stricter deportation policies argue that faster, more decisive action is necessary to protect citizens. Opponents, however, caution that ignoring international rules could have long-term consequences, not just for the individuals involved but for a country's reputation and legal obligations. For anyone curious about moving, traveling, or working in Denmark, these debates are more than abstract. They reflect how the country balances security, fairness, and international law. Later in the video, we'll explore what these policies could look like in practice and how they may affect residents and visitors alike. By understanding these dynamics, you'll get a clearer picture of how Denmark manages complex immigration and legal challenges.
Denmark's Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen has expressed a desire to deport more criminal foreigners, emphasizing the need to comply with international conventions. Do you believe that national security concerns should take precedence over international human rights obligations? Options A. Yes, national security should be the top priority. Or, Option B. No, international human rights obligations should not be compromised.
Planning a trip to Denmark? Or maybe you're moving there soon? Don't just Google your way through it. Let DenmarkExplained.com be your shortcut to a smoother, smarter, and way more fun experience. At DenmarkExplained.com/products, you'll find itineraries, ready-made plans that turn confusion into unforgettable days. E-books, packed with local insights, cultural tips, and everyday know-how. No boring history lessons, just stuff that actually helps. Expat guides, moving to Denmark? Get the info you wish someone told you before you landed. Everything's digital, everything's simple, and everything's designed to make Denmark feel less confusing, and way more cozy. So skip the stress, and get the guides that explain Denmark, clearly, cleverly, and in plain English. Check it out now at DenmarkExplained.com/products. Your trip, our tips, let's make it amazing. If you're enjoying this video, then consider to help us out, and hit like, subscribe, and share this video. Remember, you can buy our ebooks on DenmarkExplained.com/products or click the link in the description.
Just when you think the story is settled, the future of Denmark's deportation policies comes into focus, and it's full of debate and potential changes. The government is exploring reforms that could make the system faster and more efficient, but critics warn of human rights risks. What exactly are these proposed reforms, and how could they affect both residents and foreigners in Denmark? In this chapter, we'll dive into the plans, the controversies, and the decisions that could shape the country's approach for years to come. Looking ahead, Denmark is considering reforms to make its deportation system more streamlined and effective. The goal is to reduce the time individuals spend in detention and make it easier to expel foreign criminals who pose a threat to public safety. At first glance, these changes may seem straightforward, but they are stirring a lot of debate among policymakers, human rights organizations, and the general public. One key aspect of the proposed reforms is adjusting procedures to align more closely with national priorities while still complying with international obligations. This raises a question many people may not realize: how far can a country go in enforcing its laws without conflicting with global human rights rules? Later, we'll look at examples of how other countries have faced similar challenges and the lessons Denmark might learn from them. Supporters argue that these reforms are necessary to protect citizens, maintain public order, and ensure that laws are applied effectively. Opponents caution that such measures could lead to human rights violations, damage international relationships, and even set a precedent for other nations to follow stricter but potentially problematic policies. It's a delicate balance that has real-world consequences for everyone living in or visiting Denmark. For those planning to move, work, or travel to the country, understanding these potential reforms is crucial. They impact not only deportation cases but also how safe and fair the legal system feels to residents and foreigners alike. By following the developments closely, you'll get a clearer picture of Denmark's approach to balancing law enforcement, security, and human rights in the years ahead.
While the government debates reforms and international reactions heat up, one crucial perspective often gets overlooked: public opinion. How do everyday people in Denmark feel about stricter deportation policies? Are they supportive of tougher measures or concerned about potential human rights issues? In this chapter, we'll explore how citizens view these policies the debates shaping opinions, and why public sentiment could influence the future of Denmark's approach to criminal foreigners. Public opinion in Denmark shows just how complex the debate over deportation policies can be. While some citizens strongly support stricter measures against criminal foreigners, others are concerned about the potential for human rights violations. Interestingly, surveys indicate that about 45% of the population favors tougher enforcement, while around 40% worry that these policies could cross ethical or legal lines. Later in the video, we'll explore how these numbers could influence future government decisions. Age appears to play a role in these opinions. Older citizens tend to prioritize security and law enforcement, showing higher support for stricter deportation measures. In contrast, younger residents often emphasize humanitarian concerns, preferring policies that respect international norms. Geography also matters. Rural areas generally report stronger backing for tougher enforcement, while urban populations are more cautious, reflecting different local experiences with crime and immigration. Safety concerns are the main motivator for supporters. Many citizens feel that deporting criminal foreigners is essential to maintain public order. Meanwhile, opponents highlight the importance of human rights and caution against undermining international obligations. A surprising number of people are also unsure about how international law affects national policies, showing that the topic is both complex and widely debated. High-profile criminal cases often spark public debate and temporarily shift opinions, demonstrating how media and real-life events shape perspectives. Trends suggest that support for controlled, lawful deportation is slowly growing, but the balance between security and fairness remains delicate. For anyone planning to move, visit, or work in Denmark, understanding public sentiment is crucial. It shows how policies are shaped not just by the government, but by citizens in ongoing societal debates.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to click on the playlist to your right to explore more content about Denmark, its culture, and how the country works for travelers, residents, and expats.